here. So I'm in charge of forest program. So it's very important for us, for WWF, because forest here in Russian Far East provides habitat for many rare species, and including these most charismatic species like Amur Tiger and Forest.
How big is this area?
So now we are growing, and we are in charge of Amur Basin. So it's a huge, I would say, transbording river along the border between China and Russia. So,
please explain what is happening, because this is a big area of forest. What are happenings to these trees, to these forests?
And everybody knows about the growing, the very rapidly growing Chinese economy and the growing demand on the timber. So, and Russian Far East supplies the most part of the Chinese demand. Most part of this timber is harvested with violation of Russian legislation and sometimes purely illegally. So it's the main problem for us because it leads to devastation of the forest, degradation of the forest. So actually, during the last 15 years, we've lost maybe 75% of our broadleaf coniferous forest resources. So it's including the most valuable species. There is like a feeding chain between the Korean pine and Amur tiger, because the wild boar, it's also the main prey for the tiger as well.
How many tigers are there?
In the middle of 20th century, the population of Amur tiger dropped to 50 specimens. So just 50 Amur tiger remained in the middle of 20th century because the hunting, because the poaching. So not maybe exactly in 1950, the Amur tiger has got the official protected status, and since this moment the populations started to grow. In the 18th and the beginning of 1990, the population of the Amur tiger reached 450, 500 individuals. So it's a huge, actually it's a huge population, but not so huge as it's in the past, but anyway, it's a huge population. So last 5 years, we was of the poaching because of this commercial logging, which devastates the habitat of the tiger. So it's our main concern how to stop this negative process.
And can you please explain a little bit how serious an issue deforestation is in relation to climate change?
Our forest is converted from uneven age forest with many different species to like an even age monoculture. So originally we have dozens of the tree species in the forest. Of course, economical consequences is that our timber industry, according to our forecast and forecast of our experts, actually will get bankruptcy in the 15 years. So actually about a year ago we started the first project here in Russian Far East, which is aimed to mitigate climate changes, protected the intact forest as the most important thing for carbon. We've chosen the target area. It's called Bikin River Basin. For Russian Far East people, it's a very well-known place. Many people even call it as a Russian Far East Amazonka, because it's a huge river. It's tribute of Ussuri River, and the most part of this Bikin River Basin is still intact.
Can I ask you? We are going to Copenhagen, and we are bringing messages to the Copenhagen. Can I ask you to give your messages to Copenhagen in?
So actually, my message to Copenhagen is a supporting of the former Kyoto mechanism, which provides kind of the incentives for forest protection. So, and the second message is Copenhagen should elaborate very simple and transparent mechanism for forest protection, which will show the local government and the national government the incentives provided by forest protection, what kind of the real economic benefit it can provide to to the state and to the provinces.